49ers and the Houston Texans. Houston wins this one 26-15. Top 5 graded players that we had for the Texans. Cornerback Amari Lassiter, 89.9 overall grade in this one. Dalton, I think the best cornerback duo in the NFL resides in Houston. Agree or disagree?
I think that's reasonable. Do you count Quignon and DeJean with the inside-outside thing? Does that count? I'm thinking of others at the
I didn't
moment.
think so, but they're up there too. They're
certainly up there. I just didn't know if we were counting that with the nickel thing.
Might be a good debate.
Might be a good debate.
Look at the numbers a little bit more. Wide receiver Jalen Noel, number 2 on this list, 83.3. Linebacker Henry To'oTo'o, an 83.0. Wide receiver Xavier Hutchinson, a 75.8. Offensive tackle Ariante Ursary, a 75.3. C.J. Stroud in this game is 79.8. On San Francisco side of things, offensive tackle Trent Williams, an 81.3. Tight end George Kittle, 78.4. Edge rusher Sam, oh boy. I don't know how you say his name. I don't know. Sam O. That's what I'm gonna call him.
No, this is a moment.
I couldn't even attempt it.
You're the host.
No, you're the host now. Now you gotta say it.
No, unless Tyler says I'm the host, you're the host.
That's Big Sammy O. It's just Big Sammy O. That's what
it's like Albert.
Nah, yeah, that's what we all call him over here.
Okay.
So we all call him. That's on me. I got to look up the name. Got to make sure that I get that one right because he's number 3 on the list here. 71.5. Cornerback Renardo Green, 69.8. Defensive tackle Kalia Davis with a 68.2, and then Mac Jones in this game is 78.8. Sad told the story, Dalton.
The 49ers really struggled to get a pass rush going. First, we knew this was coming eventually, we thought, without Nick Bosa, but with Bryce Huff being out for this game, it really allowed C.J. Stroud a lot of clean pockets to work with. And you look at the Texans' offensive line, and a pretty good matchup for them. They succeeded, and we don't get to say that very often lately, especially over the last year and a half. 77.7 team pass blocking grade, their highest since Week 17 of 2023. C.J. Stroud only pressured on 12 out of 45 dropbacks. Of those 12, only 5 of them came with a 4-man rush. 7 of them, 12 times that Robert Saleh blitzed C.J. Stroud. He got there 7 times, but Stroud was just able to maneuver the pocket and really had so much space to work back there and just kept completing passes when he needed to, especially on third down. The Texans, 9 of 16 on third down, 1 of 1 on fourth down as well, and they had the ball for 41 and a half minutes. I mean, that's really a big reason. The run game has been a little bit better for the Texans, at least passable, but the fact that the 49ers just could not touch C.J. Stroud in this game, that was really the biggest difference. And, you know, I wanted to look at the 49ers offense and go, okay, what went wrong here other than playing against a great defense? But they just never had the football, and that's because the Niners could never disturb C.J. Stroud in the pocket.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that was the stat that told the story here. Niners defensive line, you talked a little bit about it there, talking about the Texans and pass protection, but 5 total pressures from the Niners defensive line. We talked about how this was going to be an issue week in and week out. Some weeks they were going to mitigate it a little bit better. This was just a week where they didn't, with not having Nick Bosa anymore for this season. 5 total pressures, 26.2 pass rush win rate as a team. That's never going to get it done for you. And I think that it was nice. I know Niners fans won't agree with this, but it was nice to see C.J. Stroud play well in this game because I think there's a lot of people who have looked at the offensive line struggles with this team, and they have really taken it out on Stroud. And what I always dislike in conversations about quarterbacks is the bar should not be perfection for these quarterbacks. And I think that when things go wrong, and then when consequently the quarterback play suffers because of the offensive line play, for example, people will go, well, the quarterback's not playing well either. Well, yeah, he's not playing well because we individualize player performances because there are ways that you could do that. But at the end of the day, like, it is a team game. So when the offensive line's not playing well for C.J. Stroud, C.J. Stroud is not going to be perfect in that game. He's going to struggle as well. And it's when things go right that C.J. Stroud reminds you, I'm still good. And that's what I really enjoyed seeing in this game because the line is not going to be great for the majority of what we see this season. Hopefully it's going to be better next year. But at least we got to once again see that when the line is okay, when the line is playing well, CJ also plays well. It's not like he was terrible and that he's in this big slump. He had an opportunity to play better because the offensive line was playing better, and he absolutely sees that. And I like that from him, but I think the Niners not being able to disrupt him is truly the stat that told the story here.
It's both, and Stroud mentioned it multiple times after the game, I think including in the locker room, that he's like, hey, offensive line, best day of the year. I mean, you watch this game, and you kind of agree with that, especially in pass protection, right? And that allows him the space to get the ball to his weapons. And I'll tell you what, I want to talk about his weapons a little bit, because you know what, C.J. Stroud, he came from a wide receiver factory in Ohio State, right? And, you know, there's always some debate in college about who's wide receiver you are. Is it Ohio State? Is it LSU? And that's certainly going to appeal to whoever their new coach is. Who is it? You know what? Yeah, these guys coming out of Iowa State under Matt Campbell there, they're trying to make a case for it.
What a squad. What a trio they ran out there.
You look at the two rookies. You've got Jalen Knoll, the speedster of them, 5 catches, 63 of them, 63 yards, 4 first downs out of those 5 catches. The elder statesman, Xavier Hutchinson, a little bit older than the two rookies, 5 catches, 69 yards and a touchdown. Jaden Higgins had a touchdown. All of a sudden, it's just you get all these Iowa State Cyclones all on one team for C.J. Stroud. And CJ's like, well, I came from Ohio State. I had some pretty good crews over there with Garrett Wilson and Smith and Jigba and those guys. But whatever they're doing in Ames to get these receivers going in the NFL, it's working. And Houston's just collecting them. I'm sure absolutely that D'Amico Ryans, he's going to call Matt Campbell this offseason and be like, hey, you got any more of those? Because these guys are pretty good.
Wait, you're a college football guy, do they?
They're more tight end oriented this. You might get a tight end out of them this year. A couple of good tight ends, couple of good backs.
Could work.
Sure, maybe bring in Rocco Becht as your backup quarterback, son of former NFL tight end Anthony Becht. I mean, you know, a little more tight end base this year. Okay. So maybe they go that route.
But that's probably what you'd want anyways, because you got the receivers.
You got
right?
a million plus, and you're not letting Nico Collins go anywhere. It's Nico Collins and a bunch of guys from Iowa State. But that's working. Kind of like though that you got more involvement from the two rookies, especially because they were going to be big factors in this offense eventually.
I think the Niners overall struggled on both trenches, both in the offensive and the defensive line, but specifically Trent Williams in the run blocking. He had an elite 90.1 run blocking grade in this one, thanks to a 42.9 impact run blocking percentage, which for anybody who's watching and they haven't heard us talk about this before, an impact run blocking play is when you get a positive grade on a play. So again, just very quickly, the way that the grade distribution works here at PFF is we watch every single play of a player, and there is a scale of which you can deem what they did good, neutral, good, or bad on a scale that goes from -2 to 2 in half-point increments. So if a 0 is a neutral play, you doing your job, you being fine, you doing what is asked of you, not going above and beyond, not, terribly ruining the play, like whatever it is, like you get a 0 for that. If you have a play where you go, wow, okay, like that was for example, we'll talk about this in a second with Denver's offensive line. If you have an assignment where you go, all right, well, let's say I'm the center, okay, and we're running outside zone, and I got a defensive tackle. Let's say that we're running outside zone to my left, okay, and I got a defensive tackle that is in a 2-eye or a 1 technique on my left shoulder. Well, that means that if that's my assignment, I have to reach block that player. So that is a very difficult block to ask me to make. And if I'm able to not only get to the point where I can hit my landmark before the defensive tackle gets there, I can stand him up and not give up any ground, that would be like a positive play right there. So that would be an example of like, yeah, technically you did your job because that was the guy that you were blocking, that you were supposed to block. But we recognize the fact that that was a difficult block for you to make. So all of that to say, an impact run blocking play is when you gain a positive result. So positive 0.5, positive 1, positive 1.5, positive 2, whatever that is. Trent Williams gained a positive play on 42.9% of his run blocking snaps. That is crazy high. What's Chris Lindstrom average? Chris Lindstrom's one of the highest in the NFL, and he averages like 30%.
If you're getting above for the season, if you're getting above 20%, you're having a really good year. And the best guys are in the mid to high 20s. If you're hitting 30, like you said, Chris Lindstrom in one of his crazy years would be probably right around
in the 30s. So for you to get a 40, now obviously it's a one-game sample size, but still, that is a very high percentage. You're doing an unbelievable job. And almost as impressive, Dalton, 0, count it, 0% defeated run blocking percentages, which is when you gain a negative run blocking play. So not only did he have a high impact day when it came to gaining positive plays, he didn't screw it up. Trent Williams, still doing it, folks.
That's why he's
still one of the best.
That's why he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Should be.
Yep. Anything else on this one?
Nope.
All right.